Hi everyone, it's Chef Timmy James, and I'm going to share with you today my personal recipe for coleslaw. I like to serve coleslaw with a lot of different foods. It's especially nice during this time, during the soon-to-be summertime any second, and it goes with a lot of different things. It's also a good thing to have in the refrigerator that you can place on a sandwich. You know how they have various sandwiches that you use coleslaw on. But it's such an easy recipe to do, it's very refreshing, so I'm going to show you that today. And be sure to check out the full recipe underneath the video. Okay? So I do like to use Napa cabbage or Savoy or Chinese cabbage. I like it to be a little more tender in texture rather than the coarse kind that you get with a regular type of cabbage. Although I like that kind as well, I do prefer to make my own with Chinese Savoy cabbage or Napa cabbage. So I'm going to start with the largest size head I could find this time. And it seems like there is a run on cabbage lately. Maybe it's during this pandemic people are stocking up on cabbage or just having a lot of cabbage cravings, but it was hard for me to find a bigger size than this. But we are going to start with a nice sized head of Chinese cabbage. I'm going to slice this up very fine. I'm going to put my gloves on, it makes it just easier to deal with. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is to slice the cabbage all the way up until close to the end. But as soon as you see some of the textures of the leaves getting to be more coarse and hard, that's where I tend to stop and I can use the cabbage in another way, maybe saute it for the rest of the time. But for cabbage coleslaw, I like to just stop when it's still tender. So let's do this. We're going to slice this up. I've already washed it and dried it. But as you can see, the leaves of this particular cabbage are nice and green. They have such a tender texture to them. And it's actually very easy to slice. So as you can see, I'm getting closer to that center area. So I'm going to do one more here. And then I'm actually going to try to salvage as much as I can for my coleslaw by going around it and using up as much as I can possibly use. I don't like anything to go to waste, so, and I enjoy it. Alright. Now I have my mixing bowl over here. And I'm going to carefully place the cabbage inside of my mixing bowl. And then go into the bowl and gently toss up the cabbage, just taking out any hard pieces that you see. But see how nice this cabbage is? It's very delicate. Alright. I'm going to add some carrots to the cabbage and some sweet Vidalia onions, or any type of sweet onion. I find that the sweet onions give it a more delicate flavor and don't overpower it in any way. I'm just going to gently toss it. And you see that the carrot just gives it a little bit more color. All right. I'll place this aside, and now what I'm going to do is to make my dressing for that. And all of these ingredients I'm going to put into a mixing bowl and then whisk them and then pour it into the cabbage mixture all at once. The reason why I like doing that is because it actually distributes all of the spices and all of the ingredients very nicely, and it makes it nice and smooth to pour into my coleslaw. So let me go put my cutting board to the side, and then I will make my dressing for the coleslaw. Okay, now I'm going to make the dressing to pour over my coleslaw to nicely, evenly distribute that into that. So I'm going to take mayonnaise. You can also use a vegetarian mayonnaise if you do not like to use any eggs, or if you just want to reduce the calories. Depending on what you use, you can always use any type of mayonnaise or vegan mayonnaise. I'm going to get a towel over here. I am going to put vinegar, red wine vinegar, a little bit of sugar, black pepper, salt, a little dry mustard, and I do like to put a little bit of cayenne red pepper in it. It's just for a little bit of a kick. Going to first stir it in a little bit. Take off as much as I can off of the spoon. And whisk together this mixture. When you do it this way, it really distributes the pepper, the salt, all of the different spices into it, and also distributes the vinegar into the mayonnaise. It's a lot easier than putting in all of the ingredients and then just mixing it up by hand. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is bring over my mixture over here and distribute it with my hands, because that's the best way to get all of the ingredients all together. As you can see, the leaves of the cabbage are very, very delicate. The mayonnaise, the carrots are all being distributed, and the onions as well. So what you're really doing is folding everything in. Alright. As you can see, these gloves help me to be able to quickly go from one phase to the next. I'm just going to give this a quick taste and let you know how it is. Delicious flavor. The cabbage is tender. Cabbage also has a unique flavor to it, and you'll find that with Napa cabbage as well. A little kick of the cayenne red pepper, little vinegar in there gives it a nice dance on your tongue. It's very creamy. It's delicious. So if you're going to serve this right away, just put this into a nice little bowl and serve it for your guests. You can get all of the dressing part pre-mixed and put that in your refrigerator. Put your cabbage, onions, and carrots in the refrigerator and then prepare it right for your guests right beforehand. And it really lasts for a few days, and I really enjoy eating that over the next few days. So with my lunch or whatever it has to be. But anyway, I hope you enjoy my recipe for coleslaw. Recipe is at the bottom. Please remember, subscribe to my channel. Spread the word about me. You can share my video on YouTube or onto your Facebook page or anywhere that you'd like to share that. I really enjoy cooking and producing these videos for you. But again, I'll be loving to cook and cooking with love. And please let me also know what you want, what would you like me to make the next time. And I'm not sure when I'll be traveling next, but in the meantime, I'll be doing a lot of cooking. So thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.